Hey guys, it's been a while since I did an upload, so I thought I'd just do a quick one. Well, it's probably not going to be quick, but I'm basically moving the location of my Red Arc Pro Elite controller. I've discovered these things called Lightforce panels. They sit in between the two 12-volt sockets on your Ranger or your BT50. I think BT50s are the same. They're a direct panel replacement, and they allow you to put 3 switches in between the two 12-volt outlets. So I'm halfway through the job. I took the car apart yesterday. I made some videos yesterday, but they were terrible. It was too windy. And you know me, ultra professional, so I like my videos to be schmick. Not really, but anyway, as you can see, I haven't shaven. I'm having a smoke. But so we'll just quickly go through it. I'm just down in my shed. I've got all the bits out, and then I'll do like a part 2. I'll link them together, and you'll see how it all comes out in the car and stuff like that. So I did a bit of research online. They've also got instructions on their website. You can buy them off eBay, you can buy them off their website. How to take everything apart and how to put it all back together. Just note though, as of today, if you're going to put it, I'm putting in a UHF pass-through as well, which means I can plug my handset from my UHF directly into this little panel. The UHF pass-throughs at this stage, as of today, are on back order for like 2 weeks. So I cancelled that part of my order. They were very happy to do that. They're refunding me the money, and I'm buying the same switch on eBay from a different place. I originally ordered it all off Lightforce. Okay, so these are all the bits you've got to take out. These are left and right panels either side of the radio. That's the actual 12-volt outlet with the accessory, the two 12-volt accessories are. And then these are all the other bits. I'll get to them in a second. So these kick panels, well, they're not really kick panels, I suppose they're a bit high up to be called kick panels, are held on with 6 of these plastic clips. They're in very, very firm. There's a little locator pin up the top as well. These are very, very firm, very difficult to get out. When you pull on them, it feels like you're going to break them, but they are in very tight. This is the driver's side one. So for the driver's side one, I had to get a little tool in on this side between this and the radio, and as you can see, I have marked, you know, I'm just going to shave that off a little bit. I've marked it a little bit. Anyway, once I got that off, you basically got to pull it out straight out from the dashboard. You can't pull it down or sideways or anything. You got to yank it straight out. The passenger side one's a bit easier. You drop your glove box down. There's 2 little rubber sort of L-shaped clips that hold your dashboard glove box in. So you just undo the glove box, push in the side of the glove box both sides, and the glove box just folds all the way down. If you've got stuff in there, obviously it's going to fall off on the ground. Okay, this is the actual Ford lower center console, whatever you want to call it, that sits in front of the transmission selector, just below the radio, just above where the 2 little USB ports are. If you haven't watched any of my other videos, I've got a 2016 Ranger. It's the new one, the PX Mark II, Tech Pack, all that sort of good stuff, Sync 3. Okay, that's what it looks like from the front. And then there's the 2 12-volt accessory sockets there. I'm not allowed to call them cigarette lighters anymore because we're all bloody PC now. Not me, still a smoker. Alright, so it's held on by 5 of those little plastic clips. There's 2 little locator pins which go to the corresponding holes. I'll go up in the car and show you in a sec. It's been really windy over the past few days. It's not too bad today, so I'm just starting out in the shed. And then you've got 2 7mm bolts either side. These little ones, they're a little 7mm head. I just got a I didn't have anything small enough, so I just went down super cheap yesterday. Just got myself one of these, about $10 or something, $11 or something. Little small socket set, and that had the correct socket on it. So once you get, the easiest way to do it is you pull off your fuse box cover. Well, I had to do that because I'm removing my TowPro controller, which I'll show you. So basically remove these 2, undo the 2 little bolts, and then this just once again just pulls out straight like that. Now, when you're ordering the Lightforce panel, I ordered that yesterday. It's going to take a few days to get here. I spoke to him this morning. Basically, the Lightforce panel is exactly this part. It's obviously not a Ford part, but it's exactly this part. But there is a panel here with 3 switch blanks in it. The Lightforce one you get, it actually comes with a switch and 2 blanks. I'm also ordering what they call a UHF pass-through, which is basically a switch which is going to sit here. Well, it's not a switch. It's a connector to plug your UHF handset directly into it, and then you connect this from the rear to your UHF, the main unit. Just makes it look very neater. And then I'm going to move my RedArc Tow Pro Elite controller from where the installer put it to the middle of this panel on one of the switch blanks. Now the switch blanks with the Lightforce panel, obviously when it comes I'm going to do another video and show you all the parts and all that sort of stuff. But the switch force blanks, the Lightforce switch blanks have 2 holes in them, pre-set basically to assist you in drilling the holes you need to fit your controller. Now once you've got it all apart like this, the 2 little 12 volt sockets, these things sit in from the front, these go in from the front. These also have to come in from the front. So to look at it exploded, it's like that. You can't remove it from this way. Okay, it has to come, it gets pushed through the front. So this gets pushed out, then you can remove this. You can't remove this until this is out. Now the 12 volt accessory doobie thing is held on. I'm probably going to have to get a little bit close for this one, so I'll try holding it up. There we go. We'll get a bit of better light on it if I can. Okay, there you can see I've marked a couple of them. It's these 2 tiny little tabs, that one there, and then that one there. Now the only way I could open these 2 little tabs out was to insert a small screwdriver in that little space. Try and get you a bit of light, bloody hell. On the white maybe you might see it. Yeah, that's better. Okay, I had to I had to put a screwdriver in there and then rotate the screwdriver like that. So it bites in underneath and lifts this out. Now these 2 little bloody tabs, that one there and that one there, one on the top and one on the bottom, fit in here, that hole and that hole. Now they're the only 2 little tabs that is holding this in, so you need to be careful that you don't break it. Alright, and then once this is out, then these 2 tabs on the main tabs on the side, one there and one there, just push through and it just pops out. And once you have those 2 little black tabs out, it was a bit difficult. You've got to sort of put pressure on the rear of this cigarette lighter, so it's in there. So you've got to put pressure on it, rotate these little tabs out, a little bit of pressure, rotate the other one out, and then it just slides out. Now there's a key and keyway on these things. You can see it there. I'll just open that up. And you can see the keyway on there as well. So they only can go back in one way. Now the panel, the replacement panel, obviously doesn't come with any of this stuff. So you need to be careful getting these out. You can see, like, I've marked them with a screwdriver, but you're not going to see it. It's going to be in behind. Anyway, just need to be careful getting them out, because if you break them, it's the only thing that's holding the cigarette lighter together. Right. Let me bloody light the cigarette one out. Hang on, it's no good. It means I'm talking too much. Okay, so 4 7mm bolts, you'll see them in a sec. This is the actual RedArc controller. Now this is actually pretty easy to remove, because you know, as I said, mine's already been installed and I didn't like the position, so I'm actually moving it. This just slides off the front of that. That's a little, you know, bit of fascia there that goes on the outside of the dash. Little screw holds it all together. And then this is the actual little control unit. Now you can see there's a little LED light. That's that clear thing on the top. And then you've got the threaded dial that the main dial sits on. Now this is just connected with an RJ45. You can see it there. You know, the network cable. So there's no 12 volt wiring or anything connected to this controller or to the dial itself. I just didn't like where he put it. Okay, so I've just got everything down here ready to go for when the Lightforce panel gets back, and we're going to stop this one and I'll do a second one. I'm just going to go up to the car and I'll show you everything in the car. But yeah, so need to hang on to these. Obviously those, they don't come with the panel, so they've got to be replaced when you put them back in the panel, and we're moving this. So that's basically what it should look like. You're going to end up with 4 of these 7mm bolts, your red arc controller, the 2 12-volt things. This switch you're not going to need anymore because it's the panel's a direct replacement for this, and then those which you need. Another important thing too, before you install any of these back on, if any of these white clips, these little plastic clips, if they're left in the hole where they came out of in the dashboard, before you put it back, make sure you take that out, put it actually on this piece, then fit it. You know, it makes it much easier. All right, so I'm going to stop this one. I'll go out and get the car out, and I'll do some videos from the car, and yeah, and then I'll try and stitch them together. If not, I'll just do a part A, part B, and upload them to the YouTube channel. But that's where we're at. Just a quick point while I'm down here in the shed. Those of you who know, the bloody door's closed. Oh shit, beautiful day today. Those of you who know, have seen it before. This is my camper trailer. Plenty other videos on my YouTube channel on this. There's the red arc box. I just wanted to let you know, if you're not getting out much, I'm just going to close this. If you're not getting out much, you really need to charge your battery once a month. Problem with these AGM batteries is if they discharge, I should stop spinning around. What am I, a bloody ballerina? Problem with these AGM batteries is if they discharge, they're stuffed. You got to buy a new one, and they're like 300 odd bucks, so they're not cheap, as you know, us 4-wheel drive guys sort of know. So I just got, I think I've showed you before, I got one of these little, it's my cupboard of mystery. Got one of these little things from MkII, the battery charger, and I run it about once a month. It's just basically set, forget, plug it in, does all the right stuff, desulfate and all that junk, discharges, recharges, all that, float charge, trickle charge, big boost charge, and all that nonsense. And then I just unplug it. That charger is actually something you can leave permanently connected if you want to, but I don't, just because my trailer's out in the air. Alright, so we're going to stop this now, and we will go and have a look at the car. Hey, sorry guys, I was just packing up the shed, just about to go up the car. I'll add this in as well. One thing I forgot to mention is, that's the red arc controller. This is the RJ45 cable that comes with the Tow Pro Elite, the Red Arc Tow Pro Elite. Focus, idiot. Focus, phone. There you go. That side is the one that goes into the actual back of the unit itself, and then this big chunky one is the one that goes into the rear of the controller here. Now, with these Lightforce panels, it says it on their website as well, you have to order their RJ45 cable. I'm ordering one for the UHF and also one for this, because this end will not fit behind the Lightforce panel. It's way too long. Their RJ45 cables, they don't have all this junk. They're about there. They're connected like that, so there's just this little bit sticking out. Alrighty, I'll add this in. Anyway, we'll go up the car. Alrighty, so we're in the car. Bit of sunshine around. You can see here, this is where the guy installed it when I got it done. I got it done by a Jayco dealer in Griffith in New South Wales, where I bought the camper trailer from. We didn't have much time there to spend. So he's put it down here. I'm not sure why he put it there. You can see that 10mm holes for the controller, and then the smaller one above it is for the LED light that comes through. He also installed this switch, which I think makes, I think he said pins 9 and 10 live. I'm not sure what that's there for. If anybody knows, just throw it in the comments. But as you can see from here, I can't see it from my driving position. So basically, yank out the... try not to show you my vehicle security code. We yank out the fuse panel, 7mm bolt, another one on the other side. This all comes out. Just stand up and show you the rest. Okay. This is my driving position, obviously. Just going to shut this. A bit hard to see the screen with the sun, but this is my driving position. I can't actually see it. See, you can't even see it through the steering wheel. I'll go underneath. It's there. So the steering wheel's too wide. I can't really see it. And as you saw in the other video, it's got a little LED light on it. You know, tells you if it's running or when the brakes are applied, and you can also push it to independently brake the trailer from the car. So I don't know, maybe that might be a caravan thing under there where they just, I don't know, set it and forget it. I'm not sure, but got a little bit of a cold, so it's been freezing up here, I'm howling with wind. So I'm not sure why he put it under there. When I was talking to the guys at ARB, I was getting a few quotes done, things like bull bars and all that sort of stuff. I don't know if I'm going to go down that road yet, but talking to the ARB guy, and they generally put it here, which is a much better place, obviously. And looking at the amount of that network cable that you saw in the other video that I'm going to try and link together, would have been easy to put it there. And most ranges, that's where you see it. Now, this is where the Lightforce panel is going to go. So you can see these are the power for the two 12-volt sockets at the rear. We've got this left kick panel off, not a kick panel, I keep calling them kick panels. Like I said, with that you just pull that down, and you've got these little rubber jobbies, you just push the side in, both sides, and then the glove box just falls out, and that makes it really easy. With this one, you just get your hand in and go yank, as I said, pull it straight out. This side is a little bit more difficult. I had to pop this out with the tool, as I showed you, and then it came out, and then you've got two 7mm bolts. Now, there was also two 7mm bolts holding this part in where you'd put the original controller in. So I took those out, obviously, to remove that piece of trim and get the controller out. Now, yeah, okay, I've got a hole there now. You can't really notice it. I can't see it when I'm driving, and also you can only just see it when you get in the vehicle, and I'm only see it because I know it's there, so not a big issue. But I just felt like it needed to be in a place where I could access it and see it. So, excuse me, as I said here before, it's going to now be here. Now, I still won't be able to see it because if I'm tooling along, my arm's still in the way. But all I have to do is just, you know, move my arm out of the way and I can see it straight down there. Also, the wife can operate it as well, which I think, look, I'm probably 90% of the time, 95% of the time, I'm going to leave it on automatic. Does its own thing. But there may be times where I need it to be, you know, need the trailer to be braked a little bit more if I'm coming down a hill or, you know, something like that off-road. So, you know, the missus can dial it in and I can keep both hands on the steering wheel, where I couldn't before. So yeah, showed you the two little 7mm bolts. You saw that 12-volt thing, so that just pulls out. You unclip these. I had to use a little screwdriver, but I don't know if you can push them in. It didn't look like it to me, so I just used a little screwdriver, pulled it out. Now that's where currently, when you saw my install on my UHF, that's that little GME. So GME does give you a little UHF pass-through thing. Get a bit of light in there. That there, that's where my UHF currently sits. I'm removing that, and then it's going to go in on this little UHF pass-through here. As I said, when all that comes, I'll show you all the bits. Yeah, so basically that's where we're at this stage. I'm just leaving the car like this until the stuff arrives. Yeah, can't think of anything else. 7mm bolts, you need the little screwdrivers. I think we've covered it all. But yeah, so that's basically where I'm at. Yeah, once it gets here, I'll show you all the parts. We'll go through the install, and then when it's all fitted, I'll show you it. Now, the only thing is, I don't know, there's a couple of things you can do. The switches that you get from Lightforce off eBay, or whether you buy them from their website or whatever, one of them's a push button switch, obviously for a light bar, which I haven't got. I'm just going to leave it in there and not connect it. But the switches have, obviously, lights that light up. Now, guys have tapped into these to light them, but that means they're on all the time, which isn't a big deal. And then other blokes have actually pulled this out. The headlight control there from the rear, you remove the fuse box and you can pop it out from the back. And they've gone into the brown wire behind this control here, which is the you know, interior light power. It's a brown wire. So I could tap into that, I guess, and run some wire behind it. I'm of two minds. I don't really care if it's lit up or not, but then, you know, it's going to look nice lit up. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. But yeah, so that's basically where we're at. Alright guys, so thanks for watching, and yeah, I'll try and edit those 3 videos I just had all into one, and we'll see how we go. So next part is going to be the install once it arrives. Alright, all the best and take it easy. See ya.